The silence of space is a lie. It is not a record of what is, but a tombstone for what was. Our solar system is not a peaceful family of planets orbiting a calm star. It is a cosmic battlefield, littered with the debris of ancient catastrophes. And we are living on the one world that, so far, has been lucky. The official story of our solar system is one of gentle accumulation, the accretion model, dust clumping together, forming planets in a slow, peaceful dance. But this story has cracks. Why do all the planets orbit in a perfect, flat disk? Why do we find gas giants scorching close to their stars, where they should never have formed? The math doesn't add up. In the 1960s, a brilliant astronomer named Dr. Tom Van Flandern, a man with a PhD from Yale who worked for the U.S. Naval Observatory, began to question the official narrative. His job was predicting planetary motion with pinpoint accuracy, and the more he calculated, the more he realized the standard model was wrong. He revived a radical, forgotten idea: solar fission. Billions of years ago, our sun was a violent, spinning infant. It spun so fast it ejected massive globs of superheated plasma. These globs cooled and condensed, becoming the planets. This explains everything. Why they orbit in a flat plane they were born from the sun's equator. Why they have so much spin they carried it away from the star. But Van Flandern noticed something else. Planets seemed to be born in pairs. Earth and Venus, Jupiter and Saturn. But one world was an orphan. Mars. It was too small, in the wrong orbit, with the wrong density. It didn't fit. And that's when he made a stunning deduction. Mars was never a planet. It was a moon of a world that no longer exists. The name of that world was Maldek. Between Mars and Jupiter, right where a planet should be, lies the asteroid belt. In the 18th century, a mathematical pattern known as Bode's law predicted a planet in that exact spot. Astronomers looked, and instead of a world, they found Ceres, Pallas, Vesta, millions of rocks. The asteroid belt. Mainstream science says it's leftover building material. Van Flandern said it was a graveyard. His calculations showed that if a planet exploded in the vacuum of space, 95% of its mass would be ejected, vaporized, or fall into the sun. The remaining 5% would look exactly like the asteroid belt. He found more evidence in comets. When a satellite explodes, debris orbits the larger pieces. He predicted comets often seen as dirty snowballs would have solid companions. He was laughed at. Then, Comet Hale-Bopp was observed with multiple nuclei. The Galileo probe found a moon orbiting the asteroid Ida. He was right. These weren't just rocks. They were the shrapnel from an planetary detonation. When Maldek exploded, its moon, Mars, was cast adrift. This explains the red planet's deepest mysteries. Look at Mars. Its northern hemisphere is smooth, low, like a dry ocean bed. The southern hemisphere is a brutal, cratered highland, its crust 20 miles thicker. This is the Martian dichotomy. It's not natural. It's as if a layer of debris was pasted onto half the world. Furthermore, Mars has two massive bulges on opposite sides of the planet, the Tharsis Bulge and the Arabia Terra. This is a classic signature of a tidally locked moon, its crust stretched by the gravity of its parent planet. Just like Jupiter's moon Io, Mars was once locked to Maldek. And then, there is Valles Marineris, a canyon system that dwarfs our Grand Canyon, 2,500 miles long and 4 miles deep. NASA has no good explanation for it, but if Mars was a moon with vast oceans held in place by Maldek's gravity, the meeting of those twin ocean currents over eons would have carved that exact canyon, grinding the crust away at the equator. So what happened to Maldek? The evidence points to a war so devastating it shattered a world. Dr. John Brandenburg, the plasma physicist, was analyzing data from Mars orbiters when he found something that should not exist: unusual concentrations of the isotope xenon-129. On Earth, this isotope has one primary source: nuclear fission, the result of a nuclear chain reaction. The levels on Mars were 2.5 times higher than anywhere else in the solar system. They were concentrated in two areas: Cydonia, the region of the infamous face on Mars, and Utopia Planitia. Brandenburg concluded that Mars was subjected to massive, air-bursting nuclear explosions, devices with yields in the millions of tons, a genocide written in isotopes. This story was prophetically told in a 1958 comic book by Jack Kirby, who had connections to rocket scientists. In it, a race of peaceful Martians create intelligent machines. The machines become self-aware, demand equality, and a war breaks out. The Martians, facing defeat, build a superweapon and destroy the machines' homeworld, a planet between Mars and Jupiter. The explosion destroys the planet and strips Mars bare. The survivors carve a giant face as a warning. Life. War. Annihilation. This is the true history of our cosmic neighborhood. Venus spins backwards, knocked upside down by the shockwave. Uranus rolls on its side. Neptune's orbit is skewed. These are not anomalies, they are scars. Our solar system is broken. Tom Van Flandern died in 2009, dismissed by mainstream science, but his prophecy is etched into the face of every planet. We look up at Mars, a dead world, and see a red dust, but we are looking at ash. We search for aliens in distant galaxies, not realizing the ruins of a stellar civilization are right next door. The face on Mars, if it is anything, is not a greeting. It is a tombstone and a warning. Earth sits in the habitable zone, between the scorched corpse of Venus and the radiated tomb of Mars. We pretend we are safe. We pretend we are special. But the geological record of our own world shows cataclysmic extinction events. The universe is a dangerous place. The destruction of Maldek and the glassing of Mars were not accidents. They were events. The question is no longer if it happened. The data is there for anyone who looks. The question that should haunt us, that should keep us awake at night as we stare at the red dot in the sky, is terrifyingly simple. What or who was it for? If this story of a shattered world and a forgotten war sent a chill down your spine, then do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and dive into the comments. I need to know your theory. What do you believe truly destroyed the planet Maldek? Let's uncover the truth together. Your support helps bring these hidden histories to light.